These are brush pens. I love them, which is interesting because 2 years ago I didn't even know they existed. Let's take a look and go over some quick tips to get you exploring this wonderful and slightly odd artistic medium. These are Kingart twin tip brush pens. I bought the 48 count first and then upgraded to the 96 count. This batch ran just under $50 US. The 24 pen set is just under $15 US for comparison. There are a lot of brands available though. So why brush pens? They are a hybridization of drawing and painting. At least that is what it feels like to me. The large tip, depending on the angle you utilize, can be quite thin, all the way up to 1/4 inch or thicker. When new, if you take good care of them, they allow for immense control and many different manners of line. If you have painted much, they might feel similar to a small round brush, able to thin or broaden out based on your intent. Many sets come with a blender or water brush of some kind, but these did not. If you want more subtle blending, a set that includes one of these would likely be more advantageous for you. I love the bright colors, and they seem to hold their color for quite some time. Drawings I worked on a year ago still have much, if not all, of their vibrancy. As a designer first, the color vibrancy speaks to my heart. Now that you have your brush pens, tip 1. Paper. Paper choices make a huge difference with a medium like this. Standard drawing paper will likely bleed. Having tried these in my sketchbooks initially, I found that not only did it bleed through 50-pound and 70-pound paper, it would sometimes even leak through to the page beyond. Watercolor paper solved this issue, and if you are trying to do large quantities of blending, this is likely the paper of your choice. I have moved to working on Bristol paper for mine, largely because it works great for ink, it's thick, and the complete smoothness of the paper is such a pleasure to work on. Either way, paper is a crucial component to your brush pen experience, and make sure you have some that will serve you adequately. Tip 2. Angle. Although a pencil changes only slightly depending on the angle you hold it, brushes and brush pens in turn change dramatically depending on the angle you hold them. Holding the pen vertically will give you an entirely different result than holding the pen at an extreme angle. Vary your wrist and the angle at which you hold the brush pen to vary your line widths. This should come as no surprise to anyone who has spent a large portion of time painting. But for those who have focused solely on drawing, this is a wonderful new avenue to explore. Tip 3. Layering light to dark. Brush pens remind me quite a bit of watercolor, and as such, layering light to dark is a great idea. I like to build up my drawings, focusing on sketchy, expressive drawing with a light brush pen and then slowly moving to darker tones. This does a couple of good things for you. When you start light to dark, you give yourself more grace. Your mistakes are not as striking or permanent. In addition, the darker colors smudge into the lighter colors, so working light to dark causes more of your colors to remain pure over the course of the drawing. Tip 4. Try things that benefit from a layered or textured appearance. Brush pens struggle to obtain clean gradients and transitions between tones, so pick things, at least initially, that are tailored to this. As I mentioned earlier, there seems to be brands and packages of brush pens that have blender brushes, and this might differ for you if that is the case. Either way, tending toward visually textured things might be a good idea, less stressful, regardless of your blending capacity. This means avoiding large patches of sky or still water, but rock, waves, fields of grass, or clinking armor would be great options. If you are looking for more gradual gradients, perhaps alcohol markers might be a great choice for you. Tip 5. Remember, every new medium is different and it takes time to learn. If this is your first foray with brush pens, give yourself some grace. Keep in mind that every new medium is its own beast. It follows its own rules. If it doesn't click for you immediately, give it some time. Play with the bright colors, try writing, color swatch everything as you move into the medium, simply figuring out how the pens handle and how you like working with them best. I hope this was a helpful introduction to brush pens for you. If you have anything to add, anything important or otherwise that I missed, please share in the comments below. If you would like to see brush pens in action, check out these 2 videos. One is a long-form podcast where I work with brush pen in the background, and the other is simply a sketchbook session where I ramble as I draw. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good one, y'all. See you soon.